or something. Anyway, 2090s. So we'd love to hear more from anybody who's interested in it. And just download it and contact us at any point. I think you can reach us through the SSRN site. So thanks.
Bob and Dana, thanks so much. And our final speaker is going to be shifting from diagnostics to thinking about templates for solutions going back in time, historically. Mark Schneiberg.
Hi, folks. I'm mindful that it's the left-hand one that's the blinker.
I think the right one proceeds forward.
That's very good. Thank you. I'm mindful that I stand between you at the end here, between you and a glass of wine. It's an enviable position. I stand between myself and a glass of wine. Thank you I will try to compensate a little by speaking in my usual rapid pace. The good news about all of this is that I really have one basic point to communicate today, and there's going to be a fair bit of discussion. There we go. When we think about reforming financial markets, tempering corporate excess, protecting consumers or investors, we tend to think of two options. One is regulation in its various forms. The second is competition policy, antitrust. What I want to suggest, and these are all very important options, and we can think about regulation in terms of traditional rule-based commission or prior approval systems. We can think about the reforms Professor Ford talked about today that get us to lighter or softer touch forms of regulation, information-based systems, risk rating schemes, corporate governance reforms that try to harness market forces or institutional activism to discipline corporations, regulation in its various forms, competition in its various forms. We've talked a fair bit, we touched a fair bit on and off today about competition and antitrust policy. What I want to propose, what I want to put on the table or revive really is a third strategy, which is a strategy of promoting organizational diversity and decentralization within financial markets. And what I mean here is a strategy of promoting alternative, locally based systems of relational exchange and then cooperative, mutual, and local state-owned enterprises within financial markets. That's the basic strategy. And the idea is to provide or to mobilize and exploit previously existing social relations or capacities for self-organization within markets, to provide alternative systems provision, to supplement the core system with alternative systems provision that allow consumers or investors or various constituencies to either opt out or work around or complement or displace or somehow compete with for-profit financial institutions. And in doing that, the idea is to pick institutions and to organize financial markets in ways that are structured for somewhat different purposes and are geared to serving different constituencies than shareholders and shareholder value. Okay, so this is the idea here is there's a third general strategy I want to put on the table. This is, in fact, the how did Simon put it earlier today? The Jeffersonian pushback to Hamilton. I think these are Jeffersonian suggestions. So the I come at this from the perspective of an organizational sociologist, and I think about markets very differently than I think neoclassical economists do, and maybe a little more sympathetic to some of the ways we've been talking about today. Markets are institutional structures. They're systems of social relations. They're organizational systems. They should be understood as such. And that's kind of my basic background and how I come to this, not as so much as a social stratification person, but or as a legal scholar, but as an organizational sociologist. And in putting forward this kind of third strategy idea, I really come and drawing on this kind of organizational